I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh, heart to you. Pirate King, thank you for the 18 months. Work's been crazy. Haven't been able to make it to a lot of streams. Thank God for VODs. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Shout out to all the VOD viewers. Thank you so much for watching. And Pirate King, don't worry about it. Work should come first. Life should come first. And you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm glad you're able to make it when you can. And thank you so much for the 18 months. And then Brookaloo, thank you for the 2 months as well. But yeah, no, I hope you guys had fun with the crowd control. We'll it's certainly not over just tonight or over for the moment, you know. So let's see. Let's update title. And so mostly this game is not interesting. We are not here for the gameplay. I guess some people have enjoyed watching it, but we're here to chat and just kind of hang and do stuff. And so we will continue, but this is called Hard Space Shipbreakers, and the game is entirely about you're a worker and your job is to scrap ships. And so you just tear a ship apart, and all you have to do that is a cutting gun and a grappling gun, which you kind of move stuff around. One thing, there's a couple bugs in this game that drive me up the wall, but one thing that this game does really well is to give you a sense of weight. Even though you're in a weightless environment, like, you really feel stuff is heavy. You feel the weight of the game, and it's interesting. But this is a game that I play just, like, I usually play a couple rounds of this every day, just to chill. This is like my just calm down game. Is that a Zine Tumblr? I wish. It is a U of U Tumblr, actually. Go Utes. I've never actually played the Homeworld series, but the weight of existence? Nah, just the weight of the ship, really. So, basically, you start out, and you got a little ship, and you get to choose your ship, and you have 15-minute shifts. Okay, they are changing this in an update, but right now the game you have 15-minute shifts, and you do as much work as you can in that 15 minutes, and then at the end of that shift you get charged a bunch of fees for your, I mean, it's kind of the lore of the game, but basically for your rental of the bay space, for your rental of the cutter, for all the things that you are renting from the company. So hopefully you made more money in your in your shift than you end up spending to have rented everything. And that's why debt up in the top right row over here, you start out and you're at like 999 million, basically $1 billion in debt, and you've got to work it off. And so you, in that 15 minutes, you try and get as much work done. If you don't finish the ship, then you can come back to the next day, but then you get charged again, and there's less of the ship for you to salvage. On the other hand, if you do finish the ship, then you can choose a new one. That said, if you end the game or do anything like that, then you always start off with a new ship at the beginning of a game. So it's kind of an interesting whatever. This was the game BBI was making before they got the IP back for the Homeworld. So they remade Shipbreakers into Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. And then they went back and made Shipbreakers its own game. All right. So, but I'm going to move moderately quickly. This is a baby ship, so we have much harder ships. Basically, down here, and I'm kind of pausing to save my time, not that my shift time really matters. Down here is a barge, and it's where you put salvage. Salvage are things that you want to save, like, as an item. Like, I just put an antenna down there. I grabbed an antenna, pulled it off the ship, and put it down in there. And you add it to that grid, and then you've salvaged that item. If I do too much damage to that item, then I'll break it, and all I can do is scrap it, and I get a much smaller return. Salvage is your most valuable stuff, and you take it down to this barge. Over here on the left is a blue tunnel. That's where you can process stuff. Processing is basically where you handle valuable kind of materials. So, like, in the game. It's nanocarbon and titanium, basically. And so basically your valuable stuff goes there. And then on the right, you have your furnace, which is where you melt down your raw materials, and that's your least valuable. So you kind of start out salvaging and processing, and then go to your smelting or whatever. And so here I have, if you look in the middle right here, you can see it says barge, and then I'm aiming over the antenna. And when I grab it, it'll have a little meter that's right here and kind of moves down. And when it moves down all the way down, then I'll have pulled it off the thing. So things that I can pull off will have that meter that drops down, and you'll kind of hear the grappling go, and then pull it off. So I can take that, pull it off, and now I have it, and it's in my grapple gun. I can just let it go, or I can throw it, and then, send it down where it needs to go. My grapple gun also has a push function, so I can take this, have something right like in front of me, and I can push it. And so I have a couple different ways to do that. Otherwise, the only other thing that I have besides that is a cutter. So here we've got a couple nacelles here, and I can go to an alternative viewpoint, and you see these yellow points that stand out. They're all cuttable spots. If I try and do it on the exterior hull, I can't cut that. It's too strong. My cutter can't actually cut the exterior hull. But these cutting points that are usually yellow and gray like this, I can actually break through. So I spend enough time, it breaks through, burns up, and then now this is loose. You can tell that I can drag it around by the way it's highlighted blue and has a little thing. And now, as I was saying, you can actually get a pretty good sense of weight. If I look away, then I can actually... It'll break my grapple, but there it was saying you have something coming at you, and it's coming at you fast, and it could actually damage me and hurt me. Finally, I also have what are called tethers, and they're basically pretty clear what's going on there. They pull harder than my grappling gun, so tethers can pull something that normally my grappling gun can't. If I use my gun too much and it overheats, you can see in the bottom right. The heat, actually you can't see it where I am, but if that gets full, then it lights on fire and lights me on fire. And then I'm like, oh, it's hot. Oh, okay, hot. Ouchie, ouchie. And eventually put it out, and now my health is 60 instead of 100. So I could end up hurting myself, and you don't want that. So you gotta kind of time it, make sure you don't burn yourself up, and then you're trying to kind of be as efficient as possible, because again, you're racing against that shift time. So I might come down here, cut these two things off, and then drop that guy, have him get pulled down, and I can actually attach a tether to another item so that they'll pull each other and chain it down. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that'll go down all the way to where I need it to. I do have to worry about whether ships are compressed or not, or are pressurized. So you use the airlock to get into them. And now close that, and it'll pressurize. And now I'm in a pressurized environment, which I can't use my cutter gun. If I use my cutter gun, then bad things happen. And if I were to expose the space, then I'd have a explosive decompression. So I've got to use an atmosphere regulator, find it on the ship, and then use that, and that'll basically, remove the pressure of the system and allow me to expose. So now we're in a zero pressure environment. So now I come into the ship. Use your cutter, I'm curious. I actually never have, but I'm pretty sure you blow up or everything lights on fire. So I'm breaking these points, and then you can see that now that I've cut those off, the ship's no longer being held together, so I can actually pull it off, and this is called the ship's skin. This is a nanocarbon. Usually the exteriors are too strong, and so you can't actually cut them. So I can say that's going to be processed, send that in for processing, and off it goes.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
This is the cargo hatch. It goes to the barge. So I don't want to send that to processing. If I send it to the wrong spot, then I won't get credit for it, and I'll lose that money. So I want to cut these off, and then take the cargo hatch, and drag it over here, away from the ship, and then send it down. One of the interesting things that you end up doing is just figuring out how to move in the 0G space, and that you have, what is it, 6 points of movement or whatever it is. So it's like, you know, this is where we came in. You can see the lettering and stuff like that. You know, and it says birth, and we're facing it. You think of it as upright, but there's really no reason why now I'm upright, right? And this is down, and I'm dropping down, and now, you know, like, and to have things, you know, this is, say, you know, generally looks right, but technically I'm upside down. But I'm not upside down, I'm just turned. So figuring out how to move and how to kind of think in that, you know, in the full 3D realm of space is pretty interesting. You can really feel the 0G. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was talking about, where they did a good job of making it feel like things had weight, making them feel like they're solid, but also the 0G in this. So you guys are probably bored out of your mind, and if you've left because it's no longer crowd control, then I understand. But it's really interesting, and it's really well done how they've put this together. This is early access, and there are a couple bugs that just drive me up the fucking wall. But, generally speaking, one of the reasons that it drives me up the wall so much is because they have it so polished that you don't really notice that it's early access until one of them hits. Because, for the most part, the game just plays and just plays right. And so it's like, if you're fine, and then the bug will hit, and you're like, God damn it! So, this is the reactor. Once you pull it off, then it starts to melt down, and you only have a couple seconds. And if you listen to this music, the music is dynamic. When you have a threat near you, the music will actually increase and get worse and worse, and as the threat gets bigger and badder, then the music will get bigger and badder.
Electrical damage. Note that excess electrical damage has been...
Now my headset's broken, so it's like playing the wrong music and everything. Hi, Johan! Good to see you!
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Wait, this way. Ugh. It's too low. There we go. If I miss the barge and send it off into space, it's just gone.
Deposited.
And that thruster's one of your more valuable. You kind of learn what's valuable and what's not, you know? So this is all kind of how stuff is supposed to work, is you process the exterior skin. The interior skin goes to the furnace, because it's aluminum. If you find stuff inside the ship, then you take it and you put it down to the barge, and you know, send it along. That's how it's supposed to go.
Credits transferred.
But there are different hazards and things. This is a cryogen coolant tank. So if it, like, something hits it, then not only does it go crazy, but then stuff is really fragile. It all gets frozen, and until it thaws out, you can cause major breaks and things to explode and to be problems. You can hear again the music goes kind of crazy. That's a fuel tank. If you cut that, shit goes weird. And not only does it go weird, but it actually trashes the ship along with it. And now all this stuff that normally I'd be able to process for valuable is now basically worthless. I can just scrap it. And I've got all this debris and stuff I have to work for. I should play more Skyfact. I mean, I play on a schedule with them, and we are playing at our regular schedule, so... At any rate, you know, again, I don't know that I have, like, anybody particularly cares that much, but I've got to worry about oxygen. My oxygen's slowly filtering down.
All right, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before they turn the lights out on you. These are patterns. We've wrapped.
So anyway, that's that is an easy ship. So let's try again and let's tear an easy ship apart. Am I still alive? Johan, we finished it and I won. I never died. Sorry about that. My bad. How bad is your debt? I mean, you know, it's like 800,000 or 800 million.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
So, as you kind of get used to it and figure out what's going on, you start to kind of be better about making use of your time and your motion and stuff like that.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Oh, I forgot to decompress.
Air
Whoops.
pressure level decreasing.
That might be a problem. Either that or, you know, we just... Looks like, we did blow up the thruster. Damn it!
Credits transferred.
Well, this was one of the more valuable things, and it's scrapped now because we didn't decompress the ship, so oops on that. Otherwise, everything's fine.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
It's the little things. It's pretty nice and chill, just typically, Jay.
Airlock pressure level
Like, it's
decreasing.
just nice to just kind of... Really? Oh. Will you open up?
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
There we go. You can find stuff that you want in here, like there's some oxygen, so I don't have to worry about oxygen anymore. Not sure how to feel about this being closed. This might explode, actually. All right, I blew it all by not decompressing the ship. These are the things you got to work on. Chill is good, but it's your bedtime. All right, Pi Squared, have a nice night. It's always important to make sure that, you know, your ship is decompressed. Otherwise, things tend to explode. I'm just saying. How did crowd control go? It was fine. You guys were fine. None of you did anything bad to me at all, other than those of you that were trying to get me killed at every step of the way. But if you ignore that, then it was fine.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Hey, Pudding, how you doing?
Airlock pressure level
Basically,
dropping.
Delta.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
These ships are the baby ships, so they're pretty easy to pull apart.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Things getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So you kind of start to learn and figure out what holds the ships together, where you need to go in order to tear them apart as fast as possible. These ships are generally doable in 1 to 2 days if you're on the ball. Otherwise, you know, obviously it might take you longer if you're off the ball. If you're ball free, you know. You can actually push better than your things, so sometimes you just lean up against it and you just kind of shove with your thrusters. All right. You two out of here. You over there. You down to there.
Processed. Credits awarded.
Easy there, Lumpy.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Does this have my oxygen on it? Nope. This is just roof. Okay. I missed. I was misaligned. Everything would have gone wrong. This game is oddly relaxing. Exactly. That is exactly the way to describe it.
Accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
All right, broken those 4. So it looks like now I just have the ones in the walls. Trying not to hit that chair there, big guy.
Material deposited.
It's like watching a fire burn. I don't know what platforms it's intended to be released on. It is, again, it's really easy to kind of not realize or forget or however you want to describe it, but it is very early access. Like this is, it just barely came out to early access. You have unlimited tethers? No, up in my top left where you can't see because it's showing Chloe, I start with 25 tethers. That's upgraded when you normally start. I think you start with 5, and then you get an upgrade to 10, and whatnot. But no, you definitely don't start with you definitely don't have unlimited tethers. Yeah, I can't separate this for some reason. This is fine. What about you? Can you go out? You can't. Bob, move! Come on. All right, let's look at this from the outside. Get out of the way. I tend to lean a lot. Like I feel like in general I've gotten the pretty good at moving in the 360 space, but I definitely move my head around and whatnot as I try and like interpret where I'm at and what direction I'm facing and that sort of thing. So this might be a place where it bugs. One of the bugs that drives me up the wall is sometimes when you pull those or the fuel things off, they'll just randomly glitch and smack into something and explode. Drives me up the fucking wall. I hate it. I'm like, I mean, it's fine, but it bothers me. Is this loose? I see that there's still some plug. Nope, that's loose. Leaning does help. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. I'm gonna lean. Fuses are still bugged, yes. I know how to defuse them without taking damage, but there's no value to them that I found. Like, there's no reason to, but I do know how to do it, at least. But yeah, they're definitely bugged.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Yeah, let's grab some oxygen.
Secured. Credits deposited.
We broke the chain from the front, so the front's a little off kilter. You can see the whole thing is like slowly moving, right? It's kind of interesting. You gotta factor in, if I pull something and it gets caught on the others, then it's going to hang on and not let me through.
Transferred.
You know, that sort of thing. Do you mind? Guess not. Out of the way! You should use the cutter on the barrel with the flame symbol on it. We did that just a minute ago. You missed it where I demonstrated the explosion. This doesn't look like Minecraft. Can't sneak anything past you. That's you're a quick one. Why are you moving? Oh, well, that makes sense. I don't know. What are you tugging? Oh. I was just like, here, have this. Fair enough. Whatever. I'll lose some aluminum, but aluminum is like very low value. So it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You just grab this oxygen along the way, and you can have that. It's my gift to you. The furnace and the processor both have pull, so if I misalign them and something ends up in there, it'll actually get pulled in. And I've had times where I've had tethers like trying to tug something out, and the furnace is pulling it in, and I'm like, no. But I didn't pull the power cell. That's what I should have done. Ah well. Yeah, well. What's nooping? Okay, good. That didn't bug. How about this one?
Salvage
Nope.
secured.
We're good.
Account credit applied.
All right, and then you are just going there. You go in there as well. And then all we have left is the cockpit.
Got about 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Don't bite off more than you can chew. We wrap.
It's actually dangerous to use the cutter past these. Every time you do, there's a chance that everything goes bad, basically. When you use a cutter past something, I don't know whether it's a bug or it's intended, but it has a possibility of acting like you'd cut the thing. So now we just have the cockpit.
Secured. Credits deposited.
That didn't work. This usually blows up into electrical sparks. You gotta get rid of fast.
Salvage deposit accepted.
You kind of learn what's fragile and what's not, because some stuff is problematic. A seat, not so much. But some stuff you got to be careful, or else it'll
Account credit applied.
it's really easy to damage them when you're pulling them off. If you hit a wall or something, then they'll just go all nutso.
Salvage.
Good night, ballpoint carrot.
Credits deposited.
You're doing summer camps and the kids are wonderful. Astrid, I have always enjoyed that you do that and thought it was cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I think that's a bug. Woo! You're not supposed to be able to turn something quite that easily. Lowbro. Lowbro was going that late. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? Where are you going? Lowbro, my friend. Hello, Raiders. Lowbro, I'm so happy to see that you're still around. Still up and been going. I hope you had a great stream, my friend. Hello, everybody coming in. My name is Zine. If you haven't met me before, then I appreciate you giving me the time of day. We are just here doing a chill stream here in the evening. This is about as low-key a game as you can possibly get. And we're tearing apart ships. We have a ship, and it needs breaking. So we are a ship breaker. Because that's how you get the monies, is you pull all the stuff out of the derelict ships.
Salvage secured.
Also, guys, did you know that Lowbro posted just today posted about him and his what? Okay, I was like, really? Him and his lovely wife expecting. So congratulations to him. I'm so happy for you, dude. And Mazel Tov and all the things. He's gonna be the best daddy ever, and he'll have his little wave rider with him wherever he goes. Let's see. How do I want to separate this?
Wrapping things up. We wrap.
1 minute left. Let's get this guy going. See if we can get him there in time. Oh yeah, he's on the move. He's Oscar Mike. And that's the ship in 15 minutes. Looks like an amazing game. It's very relaxing.
Object not accepted.
It's very relaxing.
Training.
Good night, Hyper. Should have saved the fuel cell. That was really the only one where I kind of oopsied on that. But what is the time? What do you mean, what is the time? Like, what is the time limit? It's how long until your shift ends. And so then it tells you, all right, you processed all this stuff, you fucked up on this much stuff, and so the power cell, and actually we blew up the thruster too, didn't we? Or did we get the thruster on this one? No, we got the thruster on this one. The power cell was the only real valuable thing that we lost. But we made 2.6 million, and then on a new shift, you get a bill for the new day. So I didn't die, but I have interest on my loan. And then the bay lease, the transport, the fees, the cutter rental, the grapple rental, etc. This is actually bigger because when you start out, because normally you get charged for all your equipment, but over time I've bought my equipment. Also, they haven't implemented durability, so I can actually repair these, but it doesn't matter if I let them go to 0. But you can. There is eventually going to be a durability component. So I can choose to continue to that ship, which there's nothing left, so that wouldn't be smart. Or I can go on to another one. So that was basically your most basic ship. And if you come into some of these, the geckos, these are a little bit more complex. Resurrection fee, yeah. Basically, if you die, then they clone you and they charge you for it. It is 10:44 Pacific. Am I streaming tomorrow at this time? You never know. You never know. This is just a little bit later than normal, but not that much later than normal.
Salvage secured.
I could possibly still be around. Who's asking? Who's asking, Astrid? Fatherhood looks very scary for me. You got this, dude.
Airlock
It's gonna be
pressure level
terrifying.
up.
You're gonna make a million mistakes, and that'll be fine. And your kid's gonna be great. So in these, there's no real way to decompress everything. So you decompress the main component, and then you can grab a hold, and then you just open each door, and you just hang on for dear life for a minute.
Pressure level decreasing.
So you saw when I did the cut that that everything exploded. With the cut, it's a very narrow amount that it can open up. With the doors, it opens a wider base, so everything rushes out, but it doesn't cause the ship to blow up because you're able to let it out kind of as a bigger group rather than individually, which seems weird, but actually kind of makes sense if you think of the physics of it. Which I don't know if you are or not, but just saying you can. All right. Good. Fuel. Wonderful. That's going to blow up. All right. That's decompressed. The reactor on this ship is a lot bigger and a lot more complex. Ow. Who put that there?
Air pressure level decreasing.
Well, that's ruined. That happens sometimes. C'est la vie. All right, so we have a lot of oxygen. And just zappy zaps in there. All right. That should be everything decompressed. Now we need to tear it apart. Of course. Hold still. Stop squirming. This is a bit dodgy, getting these. And here we want to get in close to hopefully avoid an explosion. Which can still sometimes happen and is irritating. I don't know of a good way to 100% stop. Excuse me, I heard stop squirting. I mean, you do what you gotta do. Bye, Kate.
Processing valuable objects. Credit awarded.
If presented with an opportunity, would I give you a high five? Of course. All right, I am not one of those high five elitists. I hate those guys. You can't ever trust a high five elitist. I've always said. I didn't say I wouldn't wash my hands, clevername.exe. How many times have you seen me touch my face tonight? All right, I think that's pretty much all of them. So I don't know if the person who was asking about fuses is still here, but in case you haven't done it, the way to do these, you come up on them, you move the ceiling, you get a little room, you grab a hold with Z, you wait until it's white. You do that, and then while still holding on, you grab that, and then it'll fly off into nothing, but now you've disarmed it, so to speak. And that's how you can get rid of those. If you don't hold on to the wall, then when you pick up the fuse, it'll throw you all over, and if you don't wait until it's in the white light sequence, then if it's still in the red, then you'll take like 50% damage. When you eject the fuse.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Whoa. Okay, bye.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Well, that's not where we wanted that to go, but Rippy Dippy, why are you still connected? Oh, I see you over there.
Warning. Your oxygen reserves are dropping below statistically profitable levels.
Kind of want to buy this game. It looks cool. It's fun. Like I said, it's ultra chill.
Accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
All right, where's my door? It's over here. No, wait, that's the... Where's the door? Am I on the underside? I'm on the underside. Do-do-do. There's the barge. So now I'm on the underside.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Oxygen reserves are critical. Affordable oxygen supplies are
Yeah.
available for purchase at the master
Yeah, breathing. How long's that gonna take? We still got 40 seconds. Quit panicking. It's right here.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Goodness, he's a drama queen. He gets all like... Couple days ago, you were out shopping with your mother, and you saw 3 cards just sitting out. They were in the middle of everyone's way. Therefore, I did the next logical step and returned them all at once. 3 small and 1 large. My mother was confused on why I did that, so I then told her about something you said. It was about how moving the card could be the one good thing in someone's bad day. Something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I think about that when you think about what you said all the time. Well, Panda, that's awesome. And, I mean, it's very true. You never know what people are dealing with or how rough of a time they're having. So just move the freaking cart. It didn't hurt you. It didn't cost you anything. You know, a couple seconds maybe, less than a minute, I bet. And now someone's life is, whether significantly or small, that doesn't matter either, but it's better. It's not hard to be a good person.
Deposit accepted.
But it makes me feel good that you've listened and decided to try and... Oop, that's not where I want to send that. To try it and you know, take some of that to heart, so... I actually returned a cart, I think yesterday myself, and you're right. It was, like, not even that far away. You're like, what? What? You know, and usually it's someone who puts it next to like a light rather than take it across the literal, like, just the simple roadway between the two. And you're like, really? Really? That was what you needed? You're like, oh, God, it's just so far. What am I supposed to do?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I don't like how close that is. I'll go a little bit over. Hey, maybe we can get this one where it's supposed to go this time. Hey!
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Oh, Jay. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like you guys know this. Like, you're... Yeah. You're obviously, taking the time to think about it and want to do it. What are you doing up there? Are you movable? Nope.
Valuable object
Too heavy.
processed. Credits awarded.
So some stuff is too heavy for your grapple to move. Some stuff isn't. You can tell by the blue outline. Need to get this clear of that other one so when I smack it, it doesn't smack that into the furnace.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded. Object not accepted. Please revisit your training.
Hey, Omega, how's it going?
Cody, we're getting down to the wire. Let's put a bow on this shift.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I only have one quote about being a good person. I mean, what you guys decide to quote is what you guys decide to quote. and often that's the funnies, not the impactfuls. You want to clean your apartment to the soundtrack? Man, this song has invaded my dreams. Like I wake up or I'm asleep and I'll just hear that like that damn sound in my ears. Just is that space cowboy sound. Not quite where I wanted that, but we are moving pretty fast. Life comes at you pretty fast. All right, should be just about time for one of these to bug out. Yep, not that one.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
This looks relaxing. It really kind of is. Again, it's really impressive how much of a sense of weight they've given stuff. Some things feel very light, some things feel you're just dragging them across, you know? How's it going over here? You doing good?
Credits deposited.
Got the one tether. Go ahead. Be dragged in. Finish your life. You had a dream that had my Discord what, that you like discovered my Discord password? Is that what you're saying?
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Because I use password managers, so I don't know what my password is, and I know that it's a whole lot of numbers and letters and symbols. That's about all I could tell you about it.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
You just noticed Chloe? He's great.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Sounds like the shit's still sparking down there in the comms room. Why you pulled free? What are you holding on to? What you got? What you got cooking, boy? Are you... No, you're not that panel. You were acting strange. Okay. Why is that all one piece? Oh well. Whatever. Off you go. We got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Well, that sounds very comfortable for him, Omega. I'm glad.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
All right, let's deal with the thrusters. I think these are all one piece, but let's take a look. Yep. What's up, Sal? How you doing? Sal, you doing? You get it? I think you got it, guys. It's all good?
Secured.
Got it.
Credits deposited.
Don't it? Okay, good enough. As long as it gets there, then it doesn't matter what happens after it's in the barge. Please no big boom? Okay, good. It can blow up all at once it's in the barge.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Ow.
Helmet damage detected.
Fuses, am I right? You pick up a fuse, it throws you all around. Alright, let's go get some oxygen and fix our suit. How did that happen? Fuses are bugged. When you try and pick up a fuse, it'll throw you all around. Unless you're,
Welcome to
um,
3000. Thank you for your
Valuable
unless you're braced against something. It's just bugged. He's just a bug. That looks to be going well. There you go. So I don't pull them too far in. I try and pull it as far out as I can so that way it doesn't drag it close and get sucked in to the abyss. You caught on something? You caught on something? Why are you two connected? You should be two different pieces. What's shaking here? Ah, I see you right there. There you go. Come with me. Come with me if you want to live. Ha ha ha. Yep.
salvage secured. Credits deposited.
All right, now for possible boom boom. Okay, good there. And
Salvage deposit accepted.
there.
Credits transferred.
You love to see it, really. All right, you need to go in there. No. There you go. Good night, Ecto.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
These are the thrusters. They're one of the more, in fact, they're probably the second or third most valuable thing on the ship.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
right. Big money, no boom. Good.
Tucker, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn the lights out on you. We rest.
So you can see the lights here that are on. That means this is still charged. It's still, if I were to cut that, then I'd cause big problems. So I have to be pretty careful with that. Basically, this reactor has what's called an ECU, or environmental control unit, and when you disable that, then the reactor starts to melt down. So you want to get the reactor ready to, but if you pull the reactor without disabling it, then that causes you problems too. So you want to get the reactor ready to be pulled, but you want to do the ECU first if possible. Good night, Polka. So it's like kind of figuring out how to put these together is part of your trick, I guess. Now you can see that the superstructure is held together by these beams. You can toast the beams individually. So we want to get access to the reactor. So if we come and we cut the beams that the reactor is, or this wall is connecting this wall to it, then we can actually move the wall, salvage it, and get access to what we need to. So, but as long as there's a solid connection on any side, then or on any side of a piece, then everything stays connected. You gotta remove every single thing for it to be considered free.
Material deposited.
So now we have access to the reactor, which is shielded by these panels. So we can pull these panels off. Oops. That's going to be a problem. I hit the pipe. Eventually, that will be a problem. But fortunately, we didn't get it too badly. So here's the full reactor. We now have a way to pull it out and get it down, but it's not in meltdown yet, even though we hit the pipe. So we need to get to the ECU unit here, which is where this pipe goes to. Good night, Hiroki. What are the most expensive items? How good are the reactors? I mean, they're a couple million. We can see at the end of shift. The shift will be in 2 minutes, and I should be able to get the ECU and everything all right then. So, put that into the furnace. This exposes our ECU, which we disconnect in the back here through careful boom booms. As you can see, that causes the reactor to start melting down. That's why it's got the caution. Pull that out, take it to a tether, and then I don't have to attend to it anymore.
Reactor meltdown triggered. Action urgently required.
And now we can pull this guy, drag him out, and tether him down.
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Easy peasy. Done. No big deal.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
We can take off the rest of these panels. And that will remove the caps.
Time is winding down, Cutter.
Never mind, because
Keeping lead
I have other things still holding them on. But nope. Hey, there you go.
Material deposited.
All right. Let's tear this apart. Donk. We only have 13 seconds left, so we're not gonna get anything else. Bye.
Deposit accepted.
Flings reactor towards Earth. Towards the barge, Seismic Wolf, okay. Towards the barge. So the thrusters, 3 of them were worth 1.3 mil. I got 1.5 mil out of the panels, which are the skins. The power generator, which was that triangle, was 270,000. The reactor was 3 million. The ECU was 240,000, and then I got $5.51 out of scrap. So go us on the scrap for a cool 7 million. Am I having fun with this game? It's pretty relaxing. I just play it to chill, Phoenix. It's cool that you have to do it. Yeah, and the thing is you have to kind of figure out as you deal with these how it works. So there's a free play which you can go and you can actually try and experiment with, or you just do it and you blow up some ships and you kind of figure out how it goes. Can you ever get out of debt? Well, I mean, I started at 1 billion, so technically I'm moving in the right direction. As you play, you get higher certifications, which allow you to bigger ships. I think I'm at the biggest that they've implemented, but you have to meet certain criteria to be certified. So you start out and tier 1, and and then work out, and as you do more things, you get there. So work orders are all I have left to do, but I have a bajillion of them, and you get like 5 per ship. So this is where it gets a little interesting, because now, I mean, the skin's almost completely gone, if not completely gone, other than the cockpit piece. And so now is where you actually like tear the genuine ship apart, and it's difficult to figure out how to do that effectively, at least so it seems to me, like figuring out what it wants and the best way to go about it, because anything that's in the ship, like a chair, if it's connecting 2 walls, then that wall will show as like it won't free it up. So you have to get every single little connection that it possibly has, and then it'll go free, and you can kind of start to see like what it is you're dealing with and try and think through how to fix it. So that's all still one piece. I don't think burning those will do me much good, because oh no, that separated it from that bottom. Okay.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Bank shot. Nothing but net. All right, and what do you want? Why are you still here? Oh, I need to cut you from this wall. There you go. There you go. And you have one more panel.
Credits deposited.
They hit the glass. Thunk.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
It's a mental stimulation game. A little bit. Like, the more you cut, the more you incinerate, then the less you get, but yet you have to kind of figure out, like, how does this all work? Like, right here, this looks like I've burned... Okay, I have this top part. But with removing this, I'll have actually gotten everything that connects this wall to the other area. So it seems like it should pull off. But this wall is actually still connected, and that's because if you look inside, there's actually a desk, and the desk touches both, and so that keeps it to where it's technically still
Material deposited.
not separated from the rest. So it's like if I were to go inside a reactor plate. Go away.
Salvage secured. Account
Hi, Robin. How's it going? Ow. Well, I'm just gonna take that with me. Are any of these others loose? No. All right. So I break that off, and then the wall moves. So there's little things you learn like that.
raw material processed. Credits deposited.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Salvage deposit accepted.
All right. So nothing I really care about pulling in there. Nothing I really care about pulling in here. Do I have oxygen somewhere? Because I'm going to run out. And nothing in there. Here's oxygen. Lots of oxygen. Damn. Punk. All right, so if I pull that chair and that chair, then nothing inside should be holding this wall against, and everything behind this wall we don't care about. So we should be able to separate out this entire superstructure. I don't think I need it. Well, maybe I do need to burn that one. These little corner pieces are their own connecting spot that you gotta burn. But they're still connecting, they're still connecting. Alright, and now I can move all this separate. Although I don't know how much of it is still separate. Okay, so you are. Go away.
Deposit accepted.
I think a lot of people aren't themselves. They're who they think others want them to be. But is that them? If they are being who they think others need to be, or not who they are, because technically who they are is someone who would be what other. Either that was intentionally quoted because it made no sense, or else whoever quoted that butchered the shit out of it. Because I have no idea what that's saying.
Material deposited.
I missed. Sir. Because it made no sense. Got it. Well, then mission accomplished.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
You guys are just making fun of my attempts at being, poignant and failing. I see. I see. Forgive me. All right, time to unload.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Hold up. Apparently I gotta hand deliver you because you are... There you are.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Come here. All right, now go. Thank you. Thank you.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
You see, I'm dragging these out, and because of that, I'm actually lowering the ship.
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It's just very minimally noticeable because the ship is so heavy, right? This whole thing, so... But it's definitely happening. Did I really not get credit for that? Did that bounce off? Rude. There you go.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
All right, so we still have... That's all the seats. We still have computer terminals up in the corners at the top. That should be loose.
Credits transferred.
And now we can
All right, Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before
try
they
and
turn
cut
the
this
lights out on ya.
some beach up.
We wrap.
Hold, Sparta! What was Chloe doing that y'all giving her grief about? What poor Chloe do to y'all? Oh. I think I need to bring this back. Might be too heavy otherwise. She's being adorable. She do be like that sometimes. All right, so this right there, and then over here. There. And there. And there. So that's connected to that, which is still connected to that, which is connected to that, but disconnected, 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 disconnected. Okay. And then chop here. And here. This for me to put on the jacket next time. What now? You guys getting thirsty on me again? All right, so then carve around here. You're getting tired too, or something happened? The trash can in the corner became a giant rubber boot for a few moments. Yeah, that's, we call that time for bed. I think that's officially time for bedtime. All right. This should be a separate piece. If I hit it, then it should move separately.
Asphyxiation can lead to missed
Yep.
salvage
Okay.
quotas.
Go. That's not gonna work. All right, I have 103 seconds, which is just slightly less. All right, I should have. Wasn't there lots of oxygen over here somewhere? Yeah, in here.
Oxygen level stabilizing.
All right, so that's going. Cool. Now, this is one of those things with the gecko that is a bit of a problem because
You got about a minute left.
it's not 100% worth it to me to come back and finish the ship, but I always want to. The ship, like most of the valuable stuff is pulled out from it. There's some computer stuff I can still do, but for the most part, the ship's kind of stripped. But I don't have enough time to get everything, so it just leaves enough to make you go, I don't know, maybe I should. From what I can tell, and I'm not positive, but from what I can tell, Dragar, you don't get any more pull out of after two tethers. I've never seen 3 tethers work where 2 tethers didn't, kind of thing. They do say that it's supposed to be cumulative, but I've never actually I can change direction obviously using the tethers and pull them in different directions, but actually having it be worth it to or having it pull harder with more, I've never really seen any indication of that. But did you try 14? I mean, you've got a point. Not a very good one, but still a point.
Material deposited.
All right, so got that, got that, got that. Around this side. Doggy can't use the jacket. She's using it right now. I disagree. All right. Now that should be everything circling this, but it'll still be held together by the computer terminals. Yeah. There we are. Now, each of these blue grids can only hold one thing, so if I send the same item at one that's already occupied, it'll just hit a backplate and damage whatever it's sending, and it'll either bounce off if it still has more HP and then hopefully slide into a grid spot, or if it's damaged too much, then it'll turn into scrap and then it won't be accepted at all. So I gotta kind of keep that in mind,
Salvage secured.
even as I try and move pretty quick. Bold of you to assume I'm snuggly. How do you know I'm not prickly and smell of vinegar?
Credits deposited.
I don't think I smell vinegar, but you don't know that.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Balsamic vinegar with strawberry ice cream, of course, as one does. If one is an intellectual.
Credits deposited.
At this point, any hug is a good hug. Wow. I mean, you know, always happy to hear someone's willing to settle for me.
Credit applied.
Bonk. Doesn't matter, they accepted it. Just Febreze me before snuggling? Wow. Alright, is this disconnected?
Credits transferred.
Dunk. Nope. Yes. But damn it, heavy. Wait, was that or not? Okay, yes. So, in you go.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
You, I don't care about. What's up, Chloe? What you doing? You adjusting? That's okay. Do what you gotta do.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
There we go. There's that turn in.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Hit. Got it.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
All right, there's all that. Now, possible boom boom. Huh. It's really kind of frustrating when it does its kablooey.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Okay, now I need to get into this room right here, which should have some storage in it. Made it work. Does anyone know who made the art for the zine sub emojis? That would be Kiwi Drawer. She's Kiwian. We try not to hold that against her, but sometimes we, I mean, it's difficult sometimes, you know? But with their hyper chill, relaxed attitudes. Ugh. Well, of course they all know her. There's only 6 of them.
Material deposited.
Wherever Buffy is, she's just sleeping, so I don't really want to just go find her and wake her up just to find her and wake her up.
Salvage secured.
Slurp.
Account credit applied.
All right. Here's this.
Salvage
Why are you here?
Credits transferred.
Why are you all here? That was definitely 100% how that'd work.
Deposit accepted.
All right. The power cells don't get you anything. Let's get this base plate off. Who's eating dinner? Kiwi? The blood of her enemies? Is it possible for you to fall into the salvage tunnel? Yes. At least I think so. If you get close, then you start getting the danger music. I've never just, visited, but you definitely get the danger music as you get close to it.
Material deposited.
And then, like I was saying, they have a pull on them, to like within the danger zone to drag things into them, and that includes you. So there's times where I'm like using all of my thrusters to just barely escape.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Cutter, you got
All
5
right,
minutes
there's all that. That room's done.
work order before they turn the lights out.
So I need to get
We wrap.
into this room. Why is that panel? Oh, so I've already done that apparently? Hmm. No, Epic Narwhal. You can cut a line using this broad cutter. So it's like I could come over and be like, I want a line here. But you can't. If I were to just when you do that, it basically it's like when I cut these beams, it just highlights it to destroy the entire thing. And then we crashed. Okay, well, that'll be that. We were just finishing up on that anyway, but it decided to die. Death from above. All right. Well, it's early access. What can you do? Anyway, it's late. Guys, thank you for coming out. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we should be playing with H-Bomb and Pionk, and then maybe we'll go back into some more crowd control after that and continue our quest there. But and then Friday will be Sky Factory and Sea of Thieves with Troy, and I believe Pionk is joining us on Friday. I don't know who our fourth is yet, but it's nice and chill and we get to chat. I mean, it's like literally it's a game that I just kind of load up for 30, 45 minutes, 3 hours, whatever, to just like completely decompress, It's just a decompression game. But don't forget, we have our subreddit, which we don't talk about that much, but we have r/zine. If you wanted to go and post subreddit type things, Jordan has his, which with like 4 million people, and I've got mine with like 40. We have Discord, discord.gg/zine. Join us and have the conversation 24/7. And then also youtube.com/zine and twitter.com/zine for all of the different locations of stuff. But also, if you're here first time, welcome. And if you enjoyed yourself at all, then please hit the follow button. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Meantime, hang out to the end of the outro. I'll see if there's somewhere for us to go. It's a little late, but hopefully we have. Shout out to Lobro for the raid. Thank you to everybody who helped support, and you're all crazy and great and wonderful. And thank you, Ghost Alpha, for the 6 months. I appreciate you all. And Angie 8 with the 5. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
You carry the world upon your shoulders.